guess due to my relationship with Mark in the club, being he was the secretary and I was the president, was a little different than just playing golf every day or a couple times a week. And I've become so reliant on Mark. Even now, I probably wanted to call him a half a dozen times this month because he did so much, and he did it because he wanted to do it. He did things that weren't required by his position. He was a secretary, and as a secretary, he maintained the minutes from our various meetings. He maintained the members directory. For our upcoming events, he had inputs on the agenda, but he did so much more over and above that because he wanted to make the OGA a better organization, a better club, and he wanted the members to get more enjoyment out of it. And he was a self-professed statistics nerd. In fact, I think Microsoft invented Excel just for Mark. But he had spreadsheets for everything. And I wrote down some just so I wouldn't gloss over what he did. But he kept an analysis on attendance. Week by week, course by course, how many guys played this course, plays that course, and who played it, as opposed to not playing it. He tracked the number of rounds the members played. He tracked your performance and how much money you won over the course of a year. He maintained a sheet on the handicap so we could give out the Most Improved Player award every year. He did a forward tee analysis. We had a rule change some time back when we lowered the age for people who could play from the most forward tees. And after a period of time, he did an analysis on that. And it showed that the younger people, combined with those who had been playing it, were really benefiting more than they should have compared to the rest of the group and what their scores were and what their winnings were. And that analysis, in part, led us to change the rules and try and balance things out and make it a more level playing field. That was, just part of what he did. We had a financial system that was developed by one of our members, and it was really great. And Ken uses it today. But it's 5 pages long, and it goes into great depth and everything you can imagine as far as money coming in and going out. And I said to Mark one day, I said, I really think that's a great system, but it would really be nice if I had a single page where I could just look at it and I knew the status of how we were doing financially. And he said, yeah, it would be pretty good. But yet the next day, I had a new financial tracking system. Mark sent it to me, 1 page. It had all the money, all your income, your money going out, your balances, and then it forecast. This is the money we anticipate coming in. This is our future expenses. This will be our balance when you have your annual meeting. This will be your balance at the end of the year. It wouldn't be exact, but it would be pretty doggone good. And I said, Mark, you didn't have to do that. He says, no, he says it's going to help you. It's going to make things better for you. And but that was Mark. We started playing the Ryder Cup at Mark's suggestion, and we had a modified Ryder Cup. He says, guys probably enjoy this, why don't we try it? So we tried the modified Ryder Cup, and it was very successful, I think, and so it's become an annual thing. But that was, that was typical of Mark. He was just so generous with his time and his ideas, and he just did everything he could to make it better for all of us. And before the pandemic, we used to go to lunch twice a week. before he joined Sarga. I lost him from my group on Mondays when he went to Sarga, but we would go to lunch twice a week, and he was Mr. Consistent. One, he'd always be late because he stayed behind to help other people. That was part of it. The other part was he always carried extra shirts. And if the facility was there to prevent taking a shower, he showered and changed clothes before he came to lunch. And the other thing, he always would eat the same thing, depending on where we went. I mean, he was just, you could order for him. And he particularly liked to go to the Mexican restaurants because he had cheese quesadilla and a cold margarita. I mean, that was it. He looked forward to that cold margarita. So let's do Mexican today, you know. Well, he always rooted for Zach Johnson. I said, why? Zach Johnson was your favorite PGA guy. Well, Zach Johnson came from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Yeah. How could you not root for Zach Johnson? Yeah. So, I mean, he was giving him his time and his friendship. It's going to be missed terribly. You know, in 2018, he was the club champion. He was a darn good golfer. And he's just a great friend, and I'm certainly going to miss him.